It looks like we're live. All right, all right. Today is April 26th already. It's Sue Greenwald here with Awakened Stories, here with King Smarty. How are you?
Fantastic. What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Well, we did a video a few days ago. Of course, there's always more questions, and I always try to watch the comments. Sometimes if there's a lot of negativity, I don't watch it quite as much, but
Right.
look for questions. So we did get a question the other day about the status of DBlue
Okay.
and like basically where that's at and can people buy, sell, trade, etc.
Um, the answer is yes to that. You can buy, sell, trade. Um, However, it's expensive right now, so I wouldn't do any of that.
Okay.
And the status of it, it's still in process. We're still processing people, even though we're already in April. We're still processing people, and we're going to turn it into a whole nother ball game. It's not going to be a regular, crypto digital asset. It's going to be something different,
Okay.
which is what it was always intended to be. So that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Um, people had the wrong idea about DBlue the whole time,
All
and
right.
and we used it to expose what they've been doing in the crypto world. So
All right. So basically when what happened is we put our money there and then the money was stolen. So you were able to, scoop up the attackers, if you will, those that took the money.
right,
And they've been cleaned out, and it's a process just like anything else that we're doing. There's layers of treachery, greed, corruption, so you keep going back and then cleaning that out. And so we don't have dates or anything. It'll happen when it happens, and people just need to kind of sit tight and just trust a little bit. Does that
yeah,
sound?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's pretty much no other options but for you to hurry up
Yeah,
and wait.
that's true.
You know what I mean? Like we all know what happened. I've told everybody exactly what happened.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if they don't believe me, they all they have to do is look around. The guy that just set himself on fire in front of the courts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's being revealed that he's put out a bunch of crypto stuff. Okay, and he was literally saying how it was all a fraud, the whole crypto platform, and all they did was steal your money.
Yeah.
And we've experienced that. Now the truth about it all is being revealed, which is why I always say all of their shit is going away. The only
Okay.
one that the only one that will remain are legitimate companies like DBlue. Period.
Okay. And well, we know that the stock market is also manipulated. Okay. And there's huge amounts of money there. Like when a company joins the stock market, they have to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to just join and have their stock go out. But that's manipulated. Like, so people may win, they may, it's like playing a game. They might gain a little bit, but they usually lose overall. Like
Right.
the financial system is not designed for the average person to ever win. You'll never win, right?
Right. Just like casinos and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're only the key players and the owners win, and they share the money amongst each others.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking the other day about the lottery. So, CABAL system, we all put money into it, or whoever does. They make millions, billions of dollars, and then they choose a winner that gets to maybe spend a little bit of the money, but the rest goes to whoever, right?
Right.
So that is a thing. Stock market's corrupt. I mean, pretty much everything is corrupt, and all we're seeing is prices go up. So it gives people a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness because, everyone is just struggling. But DBlue is expected to skyrocket
Well, it's already skyrocket,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if you notice, they haven't moved.
yeah.
And the reason why it hasn't moved is because we got a lock on it. It's not going up or down.
Okay,
And when we do release it, it's going to be a whole new system.
okay.
But the fact that you guys are getting your access to it, and you can see the coins in your wallets. I mean, that should tell you that
Right,
it's still happening.
right,
Um, and along with the people are waking up. The consciousness is growing like crazy. You got people complaining about, why do we even pay this? Why do we even pay that? What is going on? Something is wrong. Something's missing. So people are waking up to the cabal, darkness, and the way that they have been bamboozling us to keep them in power by
right,
paying A, B, C, D, and G.
right, right.
So even I was just watching a video like 2 minutes ago where they talk about the school system is an attack on your spirituality or your spirit, because they put you in a fucking box and they tell you what to do,
Yeah, yeah.
which is true. So we're literally breaking a we're literally breaking the most biggest spells that were placed on humanity, all at the same fucking time. Excuse my French, by the way.
It's a very big and very complex project. When you think of every industry and all the way it's set up and the belief system we all have, and then we don't understand how it can change, so one step at a time, like you said, one step at a time.
Right, right, right.
And
Well,
go ahead.
I also always said that, the fastest and easy way to get people to start realizing all this stuff is to spread the wealth, give everybody the wealth back,
Yeah,
give everybody basic income, give everybody guaranteed income, debt
right,
forgiveness, right? We all know these things are happening, but they're not coming out and saying it publicly on the microphones. Hey, this is what's happening, right?
right,
So now you don't know what to believe, and the people that are feeling that they shouldn't do these things are the only ones benefiting, because they know it's wrong. They know it's something that they shouldn't be doing, and Dad is backing them. Meanwhile, you got everybody else still following the rules, their rules, right?
right.
Because nobody's coming out in the public um, media telling you guys what's really happening. So at the end of the day, all of their shit is being revealed, and when it hits you, it's going to hit you. You're going to be like, "Oh shit, those
Well, they're
crazy
not
people were
they're
right."
not going to show the truth of people bucking the system and winning because they don't want people to break the mold, right? They don't want people to do that. So they're going to suppress those people. So we did have a question, and I don't know if I interrupted you, but
Oh, good.
we talked about taxes, and we've been talking about, don't pay your taxes, and we're talking federal for the US. And again, we don't know the other countries' laws or how they're set up, but there was a question about Al Capone. So we know that he theoretically got caught and threw in jail way back, like whenever, for tax evasion. And, we know he was doing other stuff, but that's how they caught him. So that wasn't especially legal, was it?
No, it wasn't. Just like the whole Wesley Snipes incident, but they do things like that to scare the shit out of people.
Yeah,
If we can do it to Al Capone and Wesley Snipes and everybody else, we can do it to you too.
yeah, yeah,
Now, it's true that they could do things like this, even though it wasn't illegal. I mean, even though it's illegal or not legal in the first place, whichever what, you know
yeah,
what I mean.
yeah,
So now, if you sign documents that you volunteer to pay, then you're obligated to pay. Now, some would question that too, because you sign documents that were created by a cabal system.
Right.
So that makes that shit null and void anyway.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
who's powering the cabal system? The cabal. If you don't do what they tell you to do, they send out their henchmen, which are known as police officers, investigators, law enforcement. Where's the peace officers? Where's the ones protecting us from these assholes?
Yeah.
So you see, there's a lot going on at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why we have to rely on our father. I don't rely on them. I rely on dad. If dad tells me, do this, don't do that, or do that, don't do this, that's all I need.
Right. Right. Yeah, interesting. So I wonder what's going to happen with some of these, cases. What if they'll go back and retroactively correct them or whatever,
Yeah, they'll have to say something like, we messed up, we did this wrong, and or they'll just won't say nothing and then let everybody continue to do it and slowly admit that this is what it is.
They'll gloss it over. So why does the cabal need so much money? Like they never seem to have enough. All right. They own every industry. Why do they need so much money?
It's a form of controlling the masses,
Mm.
right? They control you. They the reason why you have the birth certificates and all that stuff because they literally treat you like cattle too, and they literally eat you. Now, when you understand that the reptilians, Dracos, vampires, all of these different groups took over the earth and they literally changed everything, including our diets to fatten us up just to fucking slaughter us and eat us, right? So you're living in a hijacked society or hijacked earth that was slowly raping and pillaging and changing the way the humans operate to benefit their own pockets and bellies.
Wow. Yeah. And I think it was
Yeah.
yesterday we saw your video that you posted. I believe it was in France. They were in a tunnel where there was like a daycare or a school underneath there. And you said 3 more miles and they're going to go down to the reptilian, the sophisticated tunnels.
Yeah, it's all going to be revealed. All of the sophisticated tunneling systems that look like literal Star Wars, right? Little advanced shit down there that we haven't even been given access to because they're still cleaning it up and they haven't been revealed. However, they will be revealed and they will be revealed like shortly, like really, really shortly. And the ET, reptilian, Draco, vampire, all of that stuff, all of those factors will also be revealed. This is a part of the guaranteed full disclosure that I talk about. You don't have to believe nothing I say. I don't give a shit. But you're going to watch everything that I say come to pass because I'm the energy source behind the full disclosure.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah. Wow. I think most of us will be very excited to see it come out in the public eye. We know, like I see it happening behind the scenes, like you share quite a bit. And then, looking around we see videos or, other people, but it's very interesting to see it coming out a little bit more than it would have even a couple of years ago. So it's good.
Right. And when everybody fully understands what my role really is as who and what I am, then they'll understand that not only have we been manifesting it, but we've been putting it in motion and in play and given the direction straight from our creator. So let's say let's say this was a video game. Dad created the video game, put the key players in it, and the key players are going to finish the game and finish it correctly. So that's one way to look at what's happening.
Right. Right. Yeah. Well, and
And
this time is, like you said, it's the last cycle. So correctly is really an important thing. And that's why things are maybe taking a little longer than people like we all want things done yesterday, but you know, as we learn more, can you see how important it is to do things right?
Yeah.
Super important.
That's also the reason for the roller coaster, because the roller coasters are like checkpoints. So you go to, you go on a board in a video game, you go on the board, you clean out all the board, do everything in that board, and then you get to the checkpoint. And when you're at the checkpoint, you gotta start all over again to finish to the next board. So
Ah,
when you see these certain events take place, it's because they're getting ready to lead up to the next event, the next event, the next event.
right.
When certain people in certain groups say it's not a date, it's an event based, it is, because only dad knows the events and what's really going to happen in the event. So what we do is we follow dad's orders no matter what, and we don't use dates because dates come and go and nothing happens like people expected it to.
Right. Right.
But when they do happen, then we'll know that it was us involved that did it, because all you gotta do is look at the history of what I say. If dad tells me to go hit this individual, do this, do that, that's what's going to happen. Later on down the line, you're going to see that this individual mysteriously caught a fucking cancer virus and is gone now. Okay. We know that's not the real story. The real story is the person got evaporated and they no longer can find his ass. But you know what I mean. So like people don't understand what's really happening. They don't understand how possible things are, right? I don't put a limitation on dad, so you shouldn't either, because we've seen things happen in front of our faces that are unexplainable. And the only other way to explain it is dad's hand being involved in it. Or one of the other many creatures, sorry guys, beings that dad created out there, right? So you got malevolent beings and you got benevolent beings. Lots of beings throughout the universe got skills and got abilities that you wouldn't even believe, right? We hear about teleportation, we hear about opening portals, we hear about speed walkers, fast walkers, people flying. We hear about all these different abilities. We know about the Marvels, right? The X-Men. We know about all those characters. Well, all of those individuals are real. Okay? All of them are real. Now imagine having the abilities of all of them combined. That's why I'm the king. Okay?
And there's probably a lot of things that we can't even conceptualize right now. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably little, supernatural abilities that we don't know of, but just the ones you mentioned are pretty cool.
Right, right. And it's just the fact that it's known for some as supernatural abilities, right?
Yeah.
Over here, it's normal. It's normal. So that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
It's normal for those of us that have the abilities and the know-how to do it. Think about it. Off world, we don't call it supernatural. We just call it what it is, because we already know. We know we can do these things. Now imagine if everybody else wake up and realize they can do these things too.
It'd be
Which
awesome.
it is awesome. This is why I call it Jedi's.
Yeah. Okay, we've talked about going through the chambers a lot, and we had talked about the history of Earth a little bit, and that the blacks were really the originators, the original race here on Earth. And then, you said basically reptilians came and made white skin, blue eyes, and all that. So my question is, when we go through the chambers, will everyone go back to having darker skin again? Or will there still be, white skin, blue-eyed people?
The answer is yes to both of that, because we
Ah,
don't, yeah, we don't know exactly Um, I don't know because when I say we, I talk about me and Daddy all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know exactly what everybody's going to look like because it's totally up to Dad. Totally up to Dad and that individual.
Okay.
But I do know majority of us will be a little tanner complexion, if you would.
Right, okay. That's kind of what I was thinking about. Like, I know you had put the picture of Pithalum out there. Okay, what she's going to look like. And I've seen other pictures and they're all darker skinned than, the white bread people we have now.
Yeah, yeah. But
So,
yeah, there's also a video of one of the Air Force guys talking about the group of beings, the group of humans that landed at the air base, and these guys were black. They were black men,
yeah, yeah.
he says that they had the appearance of men that never been conquered. Okay, so that tells me that these guys are powerful dudes who don't play around, right? They don't play around. They're not taking no shit. Listen, this is what we're gonna do. This is who we are. This is how it's going down. You got a problem with that? Okay, I didn't think so. That also tells me that these individuals have abilities that are not normal also. So if you got a bunch of people that know that they can do certain things and they know they're gonna do exactly what Dad orders them to do. And yes, those guys were my crew. So
Yeah. So yeah, there's a level of confidence that comes through. Like they're not messing around, like you said.
yeah, they're highly skilled. And there's a whole bunch of them too.
All right, all right. So I was talking with another person about history, like just all right, so we know our history's been corrupted and we've been taught things incorrectly. But like every time I ask you a question, it shocks me because it's bigger than I expected. Like every event pretty much has been orchestrated. So the other day I was thinking about Charles Lindbergh. Okay. He's the guy that flew across the Atlantic and he was like really celebrated, but his child was supposedly kidnapped. So in my mind, that probably the story was more like that was a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And that's how he became famous and wealthy and a person of power, right? So the story switches as you know more and more, you know?
Right. That's exactly what happens. And there's a couple of videos out there that some of these famous guys were were celebrating and crying at the same time because they got what they wanted. At the particular video that I'm talking about, the guy's celebrating because he got what he wanted, but also they killed his son the day before. So that's how fast it happens for them.
Yeah.
So they sacrificed their loved ones to have fame and fortune. And it's like, what? Who does that shit?
Well, we could go through a list of celebrities and they're so like there's a story around so and so died or so and so got killed in a car crash, but that's not the true story. So pretty much nothing is true. And I guess that's my point. Nothing that we're hearing about in society is the real story. And so we have as we learn more, we need to look at the story with fresh eyes
Right.
and think a little bit more deeply, I think, you know.
Yep. Yep. And that's why Dad is lining up um, everybody, especially the ones that are coming here to do work and be around us. From security guards to graphic designers and all that. Like everybody that's coming around, they know what's happening. Some of the security guards that will be doing security work, they've seen and witnessed cannibalism and the reptilians and all this shit. So they know how to protect the people against that type of shit.
Really?
Plus, yes, plus I'm teaching them other things that they need to know. Um, it's a whole new battlefield, a whole new war that that the people have to get used to. And the importance of learning the Jedi method and to take it serious is to learn how to move energy around. Because when you realize that energy can be used to protect yourself, used to change things, used to manifest, then that's how we win.
Yeah.
Not only Earth, because Earth is done already. We're walking into the completion of it, right? But when that's said and done, we have to go other places. So once everything is completed here, we will regroup, teach, learn all of the other techniques that these other guys that are up in the skies waiting to come out of hiding after we liberated the earth, teach everybody else how we did it so that we can move on and do it to other realms and planets and etc.
Perfect. Yeah. And you said that's why we need to be fruitful and multiply. So for those of us that are, a little older, when we go through the chambers, we'll have the ability to have more kids and more energy.
Yeah, yeah. Not only that, but you'll also understand that your children are not your children. They are dad's children, and they have a specific task. So you won't treat them as your children.
Right.
That's the whole consciousness thing that I talk about. That's raising. You'll have more understanding on what this reality, what Earth, what we really are.
Right. Right. Okay.
We wasn't supposed to um, do some of the things that we're doing.
Yeah.
All right, we were supposed to be fruitful and teach the children. We don't raise them because they're not chicken. So we teach them, we train them, and then we send them off to go do dad's work. Now all of that is coming back into play, including everything in the Bible that was legitimate anyway is coming back into play on what dad really made us for and what he wants us to do, and producing his what I call galactic army is one of them.
Okay. Yeah, because I did get a couple questions about that. People weren't completely understanding, and like some of us are older than others. Yeah, yeah,
That's a whole nother mindset that will fade away shortly once the chambers are circulating.
yeah,
They won't worry about nothing. Oh, I'm too old to have kids. According to who?
yeah, yeah.
Lot of changes that people aren't expecting. Lots.
Gonna be great. It is
Yep.
great. And so, like you said, Earth has been handled, so we just have to allow it. So what I've been telling people is the fastest way to do that is be positive. Envision the most beautiful Earth, people getting along, everything you want, and then multiply it by 1,000% because we can't totally picture it, but the more we think about it, the faster we pull it in.
That's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
I was just telling one of my manufacturers because he reminded me and he says, you told me I was going to be rich and I believe you. And I said, yep, not only you, but everybody that works for you. And his response was, that's right, because we can never be rich if everybody else around us is poor. And that's where we're all going. So since I'm the richest there is, I'm gonna make everybody else rich.
Well, you'll lead by example.
Exactly. And who's gonna stop me? I dare you.
Yeah. Well, you've been extremely generous, as we talked before. You've been giving out, free products, and you help people and you do creative things for people that they're not expecting and promote people and you give them things, and it doesn't always need to be a tangible thing. Okay,
Right.
it's not always a monetary thing, but people love that and they're not expecting it. So that's the way we should be going about our lives.
Every
And
day.
yep, and it's going
Every
to get
day.
better and better as again become more financially stable, if you will be able to
Right.
spread it around. And we can also focus on our causes, the ones that really cause us excitement and passion. You know?
Exactly, exactly. So when you start seeing billboard signs saying "Help somebody today,"
Yeah,
you know who put that sign there.
yeah. Awesome. Um, I just blanked. Oh my God, I hate that.
It's all right. It's all right. We got that's because Daddy's gonna give you some of the questions. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I was thinking about schools and the we need to change the programming in the schools because we were talking earlier, kids are like they want to learn and interact and touch and experience, and they don't necessarily want to sit there for 8 hours. And then of course we know that they're learning stuff that doesn't pertain, it's not true. So that needs to be totally revamped.
Right.
And so and then, we've talked about entertainment as well. So one of the questions I had is, what is the level of, let's say, violence that will be allowed? So we've talked about doing a lot of documentaries. There's got to be, like, say, movies or videos, books, whatever, that are just entertaining and fun. So what level of violence do we need or will we need? Because see, we've become desensitized. We're seeing, the blood spattering against the screen, and now it doesn't really mean much to us. So we don't want to make things that are too lame, but yet we want to make them wholesome. So there's like a fine line there, I think.
Yeah. Well, it can all be changed just by the energy that the film is broadcasting
Oh,
and whoever's making it. Because you could still have movies that are exciting and all that, right?
yeah.
You just have to change the broadcasting of the actual movie. I don't see too many horror movies, but I do see documentaries of what was, right? Also, I see a bunch of movies that are based on people's experiences throughout their lives, especially some of these famous people, right? Like Johnny Boy, David Adair, James Sisko, and a bunch of other people. So we'll be making books, I mean, movies forever,
Yeah. Well,
right?
I see them as mini series or whatever, like where because they've had so many interactions and experiences and all of that. That's going to be so interesting.
Yeah,
But
it is.
yeah, I'm just like I've just been thinking about movies. Like a lot of them are action movies, and like in most, the more blood and guts, the more exciting it is. I personally don't like that, and I don't watch it. I don't like horror, but that seems to be all they're pumping out anymore is
Right.
dark, dark, even dark comedies. They're just
Yeah,
not.
well, it's because of who's making it though.
I know.
So we can still have those type of movies, but they won't have that energy behind them.
Okay.
It's just like the music industry, right? You can have different types of music, but once you change the hertz, once you record with different frequencies around you while you're recording, it'll go in one ear and out the other. It won't stay there lingering and feeling dark
Yeah.
because all of those type of frequencies and spells won't be around them.
Excellent. Okay. That
So
was that was a good answer. Thank you. Because I've
yeah,
just been wondering how that, like, we've seen it evolve too.
yeah,
Like whenever rap or whatever started, what was that, the 80-ish, 80s? It wasn't like about killing and murder and they did that on purpose again to fill the prison system and get people all riled up.
yeah, yeah. Well, they did a lot to the music industry. You know, when I was growing up, since I came from a Hispanic background, we used to have club music, freestyle music. Spring love stuff like that, and Diamond Girl, you make me feel right, stuff like that. And all of that shit went away because of the music industry taking in all of that romance and love and shit into, you know, bang bang shoot 'em up, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So some of those old fashioned stars that used to be stars that still are stars to some of us, right? We're going to bring them back. We're going to bring back the old Jays type music, all of the nice romantic stuff, and then we're going to mix up their music and their sounds with our sounds and give them commissions for their sounds, right? So we're going to do lots of things that Dad's already shown us that uh, we're going to do a lot of things that Dad is going to has already shown us what to do. And I was just reading this right here. So June 28th will be the Abundance Fest here in Baytown. That's Sandestin.
Is that your thing? You put that together?
Yeah.
June 28th.
June 28th. So everybody that wants to come hang out, it's going to be free for the kids. It's a kid friendly event.
Okay.
And we're putting it together.
All right. I know the white party you were doing fell through because of construction. Have you found a new venue for that and date?
Well, that's what we just did. That's why I changed the name.
Ah.
So now it's going to be the Abundance Fest, not Abundance Day, the Abundance Festival.
Okay. Excellent. And can we wear shorts or do we have to wear fancier clothes?
You can wear whatever you want. It's going to be like a festival, and so you can wear whatever you want. We'll save the white parties for, like, you know, when we all get together as adult stuff, because that's what mainly white parties are. You know, grown ups dressing all white. And back at home, it used to be 25 and up. So if you was, you know, if your age was younger than 25, you weren't even allowed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we might have to do something like that here, just so that the older folks could come out and hang out and not have to worry about some young punk bumping on them.
Okay, so June 28th, guys, mark your calendars. Everyone's gonna get.
So if you're going to come hang out, that's the day to come.
Yeah. I assume it's a Saturday, so good.
I think it's a Friday. Let me double check real quick. Actually, it's a Sunday.
Sunday, okay. Well, we'll figure it out. It'll be good.
Yeah. Over here, like Saturday and Sunday is literally Friday and Saturday for the locals here. So there's a lot of different things that aren't like everywhere else. So it's pretty cool.
Okay, cool. That's gonna be great.
And then Monday is our Sunday.
You're on island time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Okay. I had a question, I think it was yesterday, about mortgages. So, you know, there's a few people that have declined to pay their mortgages and they're in foreclosure process. They're hanging in there, but there is a little anxiety. Okay. So, a couple questions were, what's going to happen? Let's say their house is taken away. Will they be given a new house, or is that not going to happen? Like, do we know what the process is there?
Well, we're pushing right now to expose it all in
Right.
light of some of the Jedi's having to experience that shit.
Right.
Also they have to prove that there was actually a loan in place, and they have to prove that you understood the loan or the contract. You know, with all of the fancy verbiage that they put in these things, people don't understand what the hell they're doing.
Yeah.
And they were designed to put you in slavery and trick you out of all your money. They don't give a shit about your house, because once you can't pay, or once you're dead and gone, their job was to take it and put somebody else in it.
Right.
So we're working now to expose it all, get it all out there, and end it once and for all. So that being said, everybody put your energy into that, and boom, done.
Boom. Okay. Okay. I mean, I remember years and years ago, you would buy a house or a car and they would go through every paragraph, you'd initial, blah, blah, blah. Now it's like inches of paper. Who knows what any of that stuff means? You have to trust your, agent or whoever's selling you the car that they're honest. And even when you have a subscription to Google or whatever, you have to sign. Even my TV makes me agree to terms and conditions, right? Like just to watch my TV. And
Right,
that's even like a program that's just to use the TV. Like that can't be right.
right. So you buy the TV, you buy the phone, but then you have to agree to conditions to use your own shit that you just bought.
Yeah, yeah. Just like your phone makes you update it every once in a while. Like my phone, I will ignore that update thing, and then it
Right,
does it anyways. And
right,
I don't want them to do it. I want to choose when I do it, which is pretty much never. Because I don't want them spying on me, any more than
right.
they already are. So
Yeah, it's all messed up. But at the end of the day, so, we experience things because Dad wants us to,
right.
and there's nothing that you did wrong. It's just the way that he planned your life to go. So you'll just have to accept the outcome of certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Although Dad can change anything at will, and I rely on Dad 1,000% to change every and anything, I always put my trust in him. Sometimes it don't go the way that I want it to go. However, it always goes the way Dad wants it to go. And there's always light at the end of the tunnel, whether I liked it or not. So I have faith that he'll take care of all of us because of all the work we're doing and all the work we're getting ready to do. That being said, those of you guys that are, working with me and directly with me after the fact, there's always going to be some type of attacks on you guys. You just have to realize it's an attack, clear yourself, put your big girl panties and pants on, right? Or whatever, and move forward.
And I notice you're looking at me.
Yeah, I'm looking at everybody, all of
Yeah.
y'all.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
You
But
know, go ahead.
we'll be more equipped. We'll be more uh open. Like we'll know it more easily than
Right.
we do, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So it's all learning. I wouldn't worry about things too much. Um, just realize Dad is in control of everything, and what they do to you is because what you're getting ready to do for Dad. So when you accept that, then everything will be fantastic.
That's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge. Yeah.
yeah, it's true though. It's very true. It's very true. Things ain't always hunky dory around me. There's always something that gets under my skin, or there's always something that they attempt to get under my skin, right? And what they don't realize is Dad sets them up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So again, kind of bait for the bad guys to try to like bother us, and then they're snapped up, and love and light is the power. Love it.
right, that's right. So that's why you have to operate in love and light no matter what,
Yeah.
because operating in love and light and feeling and thinking that way all the time is literally like salt to a snail that just drives by, if you would, right?
Right.
That's why you can't be in certain locations for too long, because the energies are off, or somebody can't be around you because your energy is too high. So those type of people will do anything that they can to get you to their level so that they can stick around and continue to torment you.
Right. That's why good habits and a good environment is important. Of course, knowing all that we know is important, but keeping it clean and clear is very important.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They'll do anything to get under anybody's skin. And if you see and realize that somebody around you is acting all crazy, just ignore them and keep it moving. Because that's literally an attack on that individual, and that individual clearly don't know how to handle things.
Right. Right.
So just walk away, um, ignore them, and go about your business. Go do something productive, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what's stopping you. All of these different attacks are stopping you to becoming or doing productive things, especially if it's dad's work, right? If you're doing things that has to do with doing dad's work, they're going to throw everything at you. Everything. You name it, they're going to throw it at you. How are you going to react to it is the key. Love and light. That's it. That's where the power's at. Love and light. I love you, but get the fuck away from me.
Well, I like to think the dark ones are misguided. They've been taught that their society, their civilization, whatever, they've been misguided. And we're seeing all these Hollywood people, the young kids have been abused, okay? And then they grow up and they think it's normal. They think that's the normal way to be, and it isn't. It's pretty sad, actually.
It is true. It is sad. And that just goes to show you on how religions work.
Mhm.
Because they're supposed to be love and blah blah blah, but then they all go against each other because they've been misguided.
Right, right.
Instead of being in love and light with everything and everyone, no matter what you look like, you want to create something, or you want to follow something that was created way before you was born, instead of going within.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of us that were born into certain groups of religious groups, backgrounds, and don't operate that way. No matter how hard they try to program us into following their norm, it just didn't happen. I wonder why. Oh, and we're the crazy ones too.
Right. That's right. Well, whenever you stand out from the crowd in any way, you don't do what the crowd is doing. You do your own thing. The peer pressure is what brings you back into line, control. It's a way of us controlling ourselves when, the control has been programmed into the people a long time ago.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Okay, we got a question about how far back remediation and restitution will go. So, I don't know if you can answer that question, but
Yeah, there's no limitations on it. So I what I would recommend is everybody understand that there's no limitations to anything that they've done to us,
yeah,
and accept what dad is doing for you,
okay,
because you might not want your property back. You might not want certain things back. He's going to give it to you better, 10 times better, right? So um, sometimes also, sometimes you just have to accept the loss. When you realize that you never lose in the first place, then you'll accept what you call loss. Since I never lose, I don't worry about that. Okay, that didn't go my way. Um, I lost a couple of friends, a couple of $1,000, but I never lose. Do you understand how that works?
Yeah. You may lose it here, but you're going to gain more here.
That's why
And
that's why you never lose. Yeah.
so just, basically go about a happy life, treat others well, heal people, trust that it's all going to work out. And it's going to be a beautiful. We're going to
It's
see,
going to be amazing.
yeah. Can't even imagine it. Like we can see snippets of it, and some of the graphics you share are really helpful. you know, envisioning a modern city, envisioning beautiful gardens and flowers, trees, kids. Yeah, we
That
just want to
yeah,
live.
Daddy said we're gonna drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, love that.
We dropping it like it's hot everywhere.
Yeah,
Protected by fuck around and find out.
yep. So we just got a question, and I'm just going to read it. Is Ascension from third density to fourth density, then fifth density for real? And that the evil ones can't live in the higher density. So that is another Intel provider's info, it sounds like to me.
Yeah, that's basura. That's what I call trash because we're already in the halfway through the seventh dimension, and that's where I'm bringing y'all to. All that 3D, 4D, 5D is all bullshit. They want you to believe that because that limit is what you can do.
Right, right.
Okay, that's all that is. If you still believe that you're in the third dimension, then what we're doing right now as this group, you can't possibly do because these are higher dimensional techniques. Okay, understood? That being said, we are moving in dimensions and higher dimensions in consciousness every day. Every day. Just 2 days ago, we increased the consciousness level 3 times. Level, we went up 3 notches, right? So let's see here. It doesn't show it on the Schumann resonance yet, but it will. It's going to be a big blast, boom, and that's when you realize that it kicked in, and we constantly increase in dimensions. So don't believe all that bullshit because we've passed the seventh. We passed the fourth, the fifth years ago. Years ago. Now, when you take my teaching serious and you learn the Jedi method, you'll know for sure that it's real. You can only do the things that I'm teaching you in the higher realms. Does that make sense?
It does. I just wanted the question to be answered, and it's better if it comes from you.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's cool. I got all the questions, or I got all the answers because I had these questions myself from Dad. And since I talked to him directly, and B talks to him directly, he gives us these answers. So I'm not the only one that knows these things. Me and B. So that's why I know so much and I can answer like this because you got to keep in mind I've been doing this years before coming out the way that I am now. And everything that I say is still happening.
So exciting. It's so exciting. Yeah. And so, you just go about your day. You go about doing errands, you go here, you go there, talking to people, raising the vibration wherever you go, making people laugh, and you just lift everything up. And that's what we can do too. Now we have the jewelry, we have the wands, we can take that out with us. We can be the same way. We don't have to be all like keep away from me. Like,
Right,
like,
right, right. Imagine a powerful tool that never gets used.
Yeah,
That's what y'all are. Not you, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
and not everybody, just some of y'all. People, people in general, right?
Yeah,
You got this beautiful brain in your head, this beautiful heart in your chest, and you don't know how to fucking use it. Ain't that some shit? I think we should end it there. No.
we're more powerful than a supercomputer. We can think faster, our body, like we can sense stuff. We can do everything faster and better than
It's
a
true.
machine. But we're taught that the machines are the ones we should trust.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very, very true.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
the more and more we continue these talks, and the more and more data increases our abilities, the more and more frequencies that we put out, the more and more that people will realize that this is all true and all real.
Right. Excellent.
And we're natural. We're naturally gifted. We're naturally smart. We're naturally, you know, all of the AIs and the computers and all that stuff. Those are a bunch of people coming together that put information inside of a computer that now the computer has in one spot, right? You were born that way. Not to mention, you can talk straight to your creator if you only knew how to. That's what I teach.
Right. So for those that are new, I'd say just do it. Just talk aloud, talk in your head all day long. Try to listen, but even if it's one way, keep the conversation going and don't be shy and
That's right.
ask for help.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. And once you do realize that all of the things that I've taught you are usable techniques, then you put that energy into manifesting with the rest of us so that we can get the ball rolling even quicker,
Yeah.
faster, get people, stop all the wars, get people healthy, and live longer and more technological, spiritually, technologically booms, right? Because the devices and the equipment that we'll be putting out, or should I say, I will be putting out, will be a conscious based technology that is powered by God, by source. You don't have to put oil or gas in your vehicle. You don't have to put a fucking plug in it to recharge it. Do we recharge ourselves every day? Not the way that you do when you plug yourself up.
Right.
But you may take a nap or two, right? Because the body itself requires a nap or sleep, but the consciousness never sleeps, which is why when we do go to sleep, we go to work other places. So the vehicles, not the vehicles, but vehicles too, but the devices that we'll be putting out to the world will be powered by consciousness, and they will take over everything, and they'll be controlled by that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
So there's lots of things that we'll be able to do in the very near future and that we're working on right now. And this is why people like David is excited. Emery's excited. Even some of the military guys that still haven't come out of the woodworks are excited because they're all watching me. They all know this is for real. They all know that some of the groups know that they can't do shit about it. And the everyday folk don't realize what's happening, especially those in the government, right? And if they do know what's happening, they're trying to stop it, which is why Dad already told us that they were going to try to make my products illegal. Well, let's see how lucky you get with that, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Okay. And there'll be plenty of opportunities for everyone to help. I got that question. There'll be lots of jobs and lots of, teams, and it's going to be amazing,
Yeah, you hang around me, I'm gonna put your ass to work. Do something.
That's right. That's right.
But we're gonna have so much fun, and we're gonna have fun fixing things and making things better everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go. And we got daddy funding, the daddy factor, right? So I try to tell y'all that I own all the banks. Actually, I didn't try. I told y'all that I owned all the banks. So they have to forfeit some of the banking systems that dad wants them to. So that being said, we're going to combine DBlue with Wells Fargo and all the other things and have a wonderful time.
Going to be fun.
It is fun.
It is fun. Yeah, and it's so creative too. So creating a new reality.
Literally. That's what I teach. That's what I'm teaching y'all. That's literally what the Jedi method does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right? It creates a whole new reality. It creates healing for the people that need it. It creates a parking spot for somebody who needs a parking spot.
Well, you got to be practical.
Hey, all you gotta do is just ask. If daddy allows it, then boom, there it is.
Yep.
And it all depends on if he allows it or not, literally.
Yeah.
I find that the more and more you do what dad wants you to do instead of yourself, the more and more of your requests get made.
And the easier and smoother things go.
Right.
You're not fighting upstream, you're going with the flow.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And there are some things that will be rough because of the different types of attacks or what will be accomplished when you are granted that certain thing.
Yeah.
Right. So there will be some friction in certain things. Right. Especially if it's going to be a game changer, you'll have a little bit of friction, and then that dam builds up, and then boom, the fucking thing blows open. So that's already what happened on Earth, and now we're walking into it all. Full disclosure is guaranteed. I guarantee it. And the people that didn't want full disclosure are shaking in their boots right now because even them are being, eliminated.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real, very real. Very real.
It's real. It feels like we're at a good breaking time for today. Is that?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I got some other stuff to do. I got to run around and do things for dad because that's what I do. I run around and do things and make sure, energy is in one location and blah, 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 and get things done. So we're good. I love you guys. We'll probably be back Sunday because, dad wants me to get more and more information out. So you guys with questions, give Sue the questions.
Yep.
So that I can answer them. And of course, I'll give you updates as we go. Like Klaus Schwab, remember I told you his ass was dead. Now they have to report it that he's dead.
I love those reports. They're so fun to read.
Well, they're validating what we say, even though the people don't realize it's real yet, but it's validating what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point in time shortly where everything that gets dropped is going to be, validated. I mean, it's already happening, but I'm talking about bam, in your face. This is real. This is true. Holy shit is everywhere. Headlines. Holy shit. What the fuck? You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be. Bam, 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 bam. So expect it and get ready for it, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Love you guys. Gotta go.
Bye-bye.